SSLFamilyDad with Simple Suburban Living, and today I'm just going to be doing a kind of a walkthrough or description of planting some fruit bushes. We're going to be planting some grapes and some raspberries, blackberries, things like that. So just kind of walking through the process that we're using here and just kind of using up some extra space that we had in our yard up against a fence that really isn't going to be used for anything else. Pretty much I just end up having to trim along the fence all the time anyway. And so we're going to try to use up a lot of the space here. We've got a kind of a wooden fence that runs along one side of our yard. And so we're going to try to use up this space here. But basically what I'm doing is just going to prepare the ground here. I'm going to do about 24 inches out from the fence. And I'm just going to scrape all of our sod off and get all the grass out in these two sections here. And I'm going to turn up the ground a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of take the shovel through and turn up, mix up the ground a lot. About maybe 12 inches deep or 10 inches down, just kind of turn over all that dirt that's there, that topsoil. And then I'm going to mix in some peat and some other random extra potting soil that we have laying around. And we're going to plant our bushes in there, and then we're going to top it off with this compost. The easiest way that I found to get this grass off here, the sod off the top, is to just kind of break it up into sections and then just scrape right underneath it. And so basically what I've done is I just went along the edge here and I just cut through the top of the sod, and then I went ahead and cut a section out about this big. And then you can just slide your shovel right back underneath this section, and it comes out in just about one piece. If you're really hard up for labor, you can always enlist the help of your kids. Good job, Summer. Alright, so once you have all the sod off, the next thing you need to do is go through and just turn over all this dirt. And so just chopping all this up, we have really, the soil's got a lot of clay in it, and so just kind of go through and turn everything over. I went through and just kind of took a foot of my weight of my body and just kind of dug down. It's about a foot, I would say, and then just kind of turned everything over. So once we get this all nice and chopped up, we'll go ahead and add some peat and a little bit of potting soil we had laying around here to just kind of freshen the soil up a little bit right around the fruiting bushes. Alright, so after we're done here, basically I just turned in a bag of peat moss and again some old potting mix. You can see pieces of it, has some vermiculite and stuff like that in it. Just kind of threw some extra stuff we had around in there. And the soil is nice and fluffy now, and that's what we really want. And once we add the wood chips and stuff like that to the top of it, it'll have some good fertilizer and good nutrients in there. So I might even grab one more bag of peat moss just to get this soil, because it's so clayey, it's got so much clay in it. I might just grab a little bit more peat moss to put in here, because you can see it, it'll still, the soil is so horrible here, it turns into a ball of clay. But that's pretty much what we're going to be doing here to get this prepared, and we're ready to plant the plants here, the bushes, in just a few minutes. Alright, we've got all of our mulch in here, all the way down. And we got this from the city park, actually. If you check with your city, a lot of times all the trees that they cut down during the summer, they'll stack them somewhere in a city lot or a DPW or something like that, and you can just go and get them for free. So all this mulch we got didn't cost us a thing. We got a couple grapes in here. We actually planted some volunteer tomatoes that we had found, and some compost in the middle here, and we've got a few cantaloupes that we planted from cantaloupe that we bought. So just kind of filling up this space as much as we can. But that's pretty much the final product here. Just remember, when you're planting these, any type of vegetables or fruit, anything like that, you want to work that soil real good. Make sure you get some peat in there. Make sure you get some compost in there. I don't think I told you earlier, we actually did throw a couple bags of compost that we purchased because our compost isn't quite ready yet. So hopefully later this summer, and especially next year, we'll have raspberries and blackberries and blueberries, and the grapes should take off, and they'll climb up the fence, and we're going to build a trellis for them as they get bigger. So that's the process that we were using here. Use some spare room that you have, a corner, anywhere that gets at least 6 hours of sun in your yard, and get some fruit in there, jams and jellies, and just picking them off the bush and eating them. So thank you for watching. Have a good one.